Yo, what's up? I'm here with Jason Mewes.
Hello, hello.
What's up, Jason?
What's up, man?
Love your shirt.
Thank you. Thanks.
What are you doing at the Fan Expo, man?
We're here at the Fan Expo. I'm here promoting a TV show I did for Space. It's called Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. I play Jimmy the janitor. I don't know, it's awesome. I got to play this guy who sort of gives some advice to Todd, who the show is mainly about in this book, and you'll see it's going to be great. It's going to be out on September. It premieres, I believe. So 13 episodes. It's awesome.
Someone was just telling me it's like, I guess maybe Breakfast Club meets Sam Raimi type. Zombies show up. That's true.
Yeah, I heard someone say that too. I would say, to me, it's sort of like Degrassi meets Tales from the Crypt.
Nice.
You know,
yeah.
That's who I
like
sort of,
that.
and I'm sort of like the Crypt Keeper, and it's pretty awesome. It's I think it's definitely gonna be very entertaining, and it's gonna be good. There's a bunch of wackiness that goes on. You know, it's got the like Degrassi, like the high school, the cast, and the lessons of life and such in school, but then also the craziness of Tales from the Crypt that goes on. So I guess that's a good way. That's how I sort of explain it when we are by the train.
Yeah, we're by the train right now. I'm gonna have to yell, but you actually did Degrassi, right? You guys came up and did Degrassi, you and Kevin, right?
Yeah, that's when I first we came up here and we did like a 3-story episode arc. Kevin and I, as we got to play Jay and Silent Bob, and also Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith. Excuse me. We were in the TV on the show. Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes was shooting Jay and Silent Bob Go Canadian, and we shot at the school. And then later on, I got to shoot. Kevin did too, but he only did a little bit. But it was awesome. I got to play myself, directing my own movie called Musical High, and so I got to do. It wound up being it was going to be an episode, Degrassi, like 4-episode arc or what have you, and they wind up turning it into a movie, the like first Degrassi movie. So it was cool. That was fun too. So twice I've been on Degrassi. Now Todd, I mean, I'm Canadian all the way. I'm gonna be.
Well, like yeah, talk about. I mean, you guys do have a little bit of a connection to Canada. I mean, I know that Kevin gets up here and he plays ball hockey. He's a goaltender. Is that right?
Yeah. They go to Brantford, and they've done it 2 years now at the Gretzky tournament.
Yeah.
And
the Walter Gretzky tournament.
Yes,
yeah.
And I'm bummed. I missed both years, and things came up, but I'm definitely gonna be there next year. So we got that, and then Kevin comes up, does a bunch of Q&As, and I've come and jumped on stage with him. But then I started.
Love you guys.
I started. I got some people who like us, I think, from Canada. But we did. I've been doing my own too. I've been coming up and doing some colleges. He does like the big, 1,000 seat. Something. Hall.
Roy Thompson Hall.
Roy Thompson Hall.
Yeah.
But I've been doing like colleges, and it's like a 2-hour Q&A I do at some colleges and stuff. So I've been coming up separately also. So yeah, I've been up here a bunch, and this Fan Expo is awesome. It's I just went to San Diego Comic-Con, which was amazing, and I mean, I don't know, this is
big, dude.
It's big. It's pretty big. I didn't think it was gonna be this big.
I think it's third biggest. I think it's like San Diego. San Francisco have one? Maybe they do. And then I think Toronto's like the third biggest.
And you know what? They had a big New York one, and I don't know how
it's gotta be New York.
It's going, but that's been only a few years. I don't know. Kevin and I went like 4 or 5 years ago. It could be long. My time frame for stuff is off, but I remember they had to close the doors there, and then the next year they opened up a whole other portion of the convention. So that one's a pretty big one too. But this is big. I like it, man.
Quickly, we are a music show, so I got to ask you about music. What do you listen to, man? What are you listening to these days?
Oh, I listen to so much stuff. I honestly do. Like, it depends on what we're doing. Like, if I'm driving around, going, I don't know. It's like I listen to dancehall, reggae. I like a lot, and I like Beatles and
metal.
And I was just saying, like, I like metal too. I definitely like. It depends on. I listen to dancehall, reggae, or like Slayer, and on the plane, I always listen to King Diamond whenever I fly.
Nice.
I don't know why, but King Diamond gets me like. I listen to him, and it helps me just chill and on the plane. So King Diamond. I love metal. I mean, Misfits. I listen to all that shit. Murphy's Law.
Dope.
So there's
you got the punk rock cover. You got the punk rock cover.
Yeah. And I just last night I met a guy, and I wish I didn't get his name. He gave me his name, and I just can't remember. But he's from the Specials, some ska band.
Yeah. They're playing 2 nights here. Man.
Yeah. So they invited me to go, but we got here. They invited me last night. They gave me and my wife a ticket. We didn't make it because we were doing press for the Todd yesterday, and by the time we got home, we ate and it was late, so we didn't get to go. But I looked them up on YouTube, and I was watching a bunch of their stuff, which is cool.
They're like the original sort of like ska punk band.
Yeah,
like they're old, dude. They keep going.
Yeah, the one thing I watched was from like '79.
Yeah.
1979. I mean, that's
that time.
That's some years right there.
Yeah, that's like right after what, 77? 77 was when punk rock hit, I guess. You know.
Look at that.
What are you listening to that's like super new that you like? You know, anybody like it's brand new artist that you really like? Last 2 years maybe?
You know,
Is Berserker a real band?
Well, there's the Artist Life that I've just discovered, and I got to shoot and direct a music video for them. And I like them. I'm digging them. So that's sort of a new band I've listened. And
you got the pop punk going on.
Yeah, and I really just listen to a lot of the same, like I have tons of different stuff that I listen to. So
go back to those favorites.
But I did start listening to also Postal Service. I like a lot, believe it or not, and that's me and my old lady listen to that. And it's a little, you know.
That's a good one to fall asleep to.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great record actually. That Postal Service record. You know how they made that, right?
They were
one guy
mailing, right?
Back and forth.
I heard that, and it's a very interesting story. And then also, you know, I just started listening to again is some Chili Peppers, the old Sex Lies. Well, no, not Sex Lies. What is it? Blood, Sex, Sugar, Magic.
Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic.
Yeah, Blood, something like that. But Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I mean, it's really I like all types of stuff. Not so much country, but you know. I do like
maybe Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. I was thinking him a little, So
cool. And then I guess like what's the plans for the next year? I mean, obviously you're doing the TV show. Any movies you're working on? Anything like that you got coming out as well?
I did. I just did. I did a little independent movie called Waterman in Virginia. Cool. I did The Last Godfather, which was Harvey Keitel, and I got to play a mob dude set in the 50s, so it's like a timepiece, which I'm really stoked about that.
Dope.
The Todd and the Book of Pure Evil, me and Kevin are doing these podcasts you can get on iTunes called Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. And it's all, I'm really stoked because we've been #1 for like 5 days now, and that's like I never really was in the podcast till recently, and I didn't really there's thousands and thousands. We're #1 comedy and just #1 overall, so I'm really stoked about that.
That's awesome.
And we're doing them live. Kevin rented a theater, got a theater, and the last 4 weeks we've been doing them live, so that's pretty cool. There's 50 seats, so 50 people come, and it's like live podcast, sort of like it really does. It like changes the whole. Because, you know, if me and you were just sitting here.
Yeah.
So even now, like, we're talking, but we know the cameras are, so it changes that if that was not around, like, you know. So it sort of changes it.
You're on, you're not on, really. Or you're on or you're not on.
Well, I'd say we're just talking to each other, we're by ourselves, and we're recording it. But if you're, like, in front of an audience, you sort of talk to each other, but also to them. So it's an interesting thing doing live podcasts, but it's been working out. It's been doing well. So there's that, and then The Waterman, and Shoot the Hero just came out, and there's some other independent movies I've done that we'll see if they come out. You never know. Repo, there's a movie Repo I did, a movie Silent but Deadly, and like Bitten I had done, and out here in Hamilton, like I think it was like 3.
That's unfortunate. You had to go to Hamilton.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and it just came out on DVD like 7-8 months ago or so.
You had to go to the Hammer, eh?
Hammer, and more. After that, I shot a movie in Chatham. How about Chatham? Spend 2 months in Chatham, won't you?
Oh, that's awesome. My last question, I guess, is do you ever get used to this shit, man? You know, cameras following you around all the time.
I'm not used to it. A little more comfortable with it, but it's still it's always different and interesting and stuff. So I mean that, and even the fans, like sitting here signing stuff for the fans and stuff. Like I was just talking to one of the guys that was sitting next to me, and I was telling him it's interesting because people will come up and be like, "Hey, you're that guy," and then they won't say anything. They'll just be like, And I'm just always, you know, sometimes it's like, okay, what do they want me to say? What do they want? Or like people will be like sweating and then like they'll shake your hand and they'll be shaking. And so, I mean, it's flat. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's flattering. I love people. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's
This is an especially nervous crowd, though. This is a
Yeah.
very especially nervous crowd.
Yeah, I mean, these are guys who sit and read comics and play video games and barely have sex.
Yeah,
half of them.
Yeah. That's you're being generous there. Dude, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you guys.
ExploreMusic wears English Laundry apparel.